Peace. All right, welcome to Sunday Sanity. I'll send a message to Kayna, and we'll get started.
Hey.
Hey, how are ya?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I had a
That's awesome.
busy day yesterday. It was crazy.
Good.
Yeah, two like I talked to my brother's ex girlfriend. That was like his longest relationship,
Uh-huh.
and she was telling me all these stories about my brother. And it was very cool to hear them all.
That's amazing.
And then one of my old friends from when I used to be a witness,
Mm.
he ended up calling me, and like he's not a witness anymore, just like myself. We both basically left at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very refreshing to see that like his perspective is along the same lines as mine still,
That's
even though we're not
good.
even
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you got?
Oh, man. Bad vibes. I'm over at my mom's house, and she's just being mom. She's just being mom. It's just how she is.
Moms can't stop being moms.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I go to visit my mom in the nursing home. Did you? What about this? What about this? Nope. Calm it
Yeah.
down. Everything's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little frustrating, because you know about my house situation.
hmm
And then, then they're like, well, but why aren't you grateful? Because
You are
know,
grateful.
yeah, you think that you sent me a rowboat and life preserver,
hmm
because I'm drowning in the middle of the ocean. That's not what you gave me. You gave me this heavy ass anchor and said, but it's attached to this big ship, so just hold on. Um,
hmm
I'm like, man, it's not working. It's working. And I don't. Oh, oh, trying to get my head right, and this sucks. But I'm gonna make the best of it.
That's the best approach. Know that no matter what, everything is working in your favor.
Yeah,
You gotta buckle yourself into that frame of thought and just
yeah, I do
stay
gotta
there.
buckle myself in.
Because
Yeah.
if you stay there consistently enough, you manifest what you want.
Mm.
It's not easy though. I've been trying my damnedest to do the things that I want to do,
Yeah,
you know. But sometimes you get into those old cycles. But you
yeah,
just gotta rework your mind because every time you hit a new level, it becomes tougher,
yeah,
and so you have to get accustomed to the new levels that you hit. And so sometimes you feel like you're going backwards, but you're really not.
for real, for real, man. It
You're not
is.
going backwards at all. It's just a challenge. And if you look at everything as it's a test and it's a puzzle at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's all for you to figure out by going within,
Well,
which is not the easiest
one way
thing
or
to
another,
do.
I gotta figure it out. They're not.
Yeah.
There's no. There's no way around it. You can't wait out some problems.
hmm
You know, and some you wait them out, and they're not problems anymore, but not for the reason that you wanted. They don't go away. But they do. Uh, yeah, this is. Whew.
It's
So,
just the transition that you're feeling, that's all.
uh, peace and blessings to you and your family. Thank you so much. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
of course.
So, Yeah, I know we've been talking about the news a lot, but neither you and I really watch the news. So we were like, how do
Hmm.
we talk about the news without knowing what the news is? Let's just see what the headlines are.
Sounds
It's
good to me.
Sunday. I walked in. My mom was watching CBS Sunday Morning. There's a lot going on. So, oh, yeah, let's just check the headlines.
All right.
Let's see what's going on. What do you think? The New York Times? That sounds very uh, prestigious.
Hmm.
Let's see. Founded in 1891. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. This is, you're, you know how they always say you're watching a movie?
Hmm.
Um, Literally in the top corner, it just disappeared. So now it's pushed it down to the bottom somewhere. See if I can find it again. Alan Sorkin. How I would script this Biden, the Biden something. I missed part of it. Alan Sorkin, he wrote The West Wing.
Oh, okay.
And oh, how I would script this moment for Biden and the Democrats. How I would script this moment.
It's all acting.
Literally, how I would script this moment. Here on the New York Times.
They're telling you exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, crazy. As
Why?
if you did, as if you didn't know.
Why else would they say, like, the world is a stage? Only thing we're watching is actors.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Okay, so let's go up to the very, very top. Secret Service, it says it denied earlier Trump requests for more resources.
Hmm.
So he had a feeling that they didn't give him more resources. And the ones that they did give him were not very good. They
Hmm.
weren't very good. They let that sniper on the building.
Yep.
Everybody everybody was standing around with their cameras going, look, there's a guy with a gun right here. Hey, y'all, everybody was saying it. There's a guy right here. That Wow,
And
you
nobody
think
was
that would be
saying,
a headline?
and the cops never reacted.
No,
And of all
no,
things, don't you think they would? Wouldn't that be the right thing to do?
for real.
Instead of just like, taking it as a joke.
It's
I
not even
don't even think they were
a
taking it
headline
as a
here.
joke.
It's not even a headline. Then they go into, for Biden, a decision to step aside would raise another question. And what kind of a question would that raise? Are they pretending like Biden is not an absolute bumbling idiot? I mean,
They think he has dementia, or at least that's what they're perceiving him to be.
okay, well, same difference. Dementia is,
I, I still think they're two
it's
different
a
people.
mental incapacity.
Like I believe the Biden that we deal with now has darker eyes than the one that from before.
Oh, right. How many different ones have there been?
I don't know, but he definitely doesn't look the same.
Uh-uh. No, none of them
Like
do.
his eye color is off.
Wow, these are really terrible headlines. What that's Those are the top two stories. Trump's conviction, this is number 3. Trump's conviction and Biden's poor debate sent big money into the race. Well,
Hmm.
that's what it's all about. Oh, and here's the word I told you.
What?
President Biden's campaign also spent 6 times as much as Donald Trump's in June, allowing Republicans to gain a financial advantage. Vance.
Oh yeah, advance, right?
Advance. Yeah. I was just telling you, advance. They're playing a game. There it is. Vance is the VP pick. I haven't seen his name anywhere in here in this. Let's see where we can find his name.
Is it like TD Vance or something like that?
Yeah, it's 2 initials. 2 initials, Vance. Oh, here he is, JD.
JD.
If Kamala Harris is a DEI candidate, so is JD Vance. I don't know what a DEI candidate is. So it's right underneath how I would script this moment for Biden and the Democrats. That's where you see his name.
Mm-mm-mm.
This is, and they're calling this news. This is the news. And because we don't watch the news, we don't know any of these things. They literally don't mention the shooting.
Nope.
They don't mention Biden's dementia or whatever it is. Just the grappling with the possibility of dropping his bid for re-election. Not even saying, well, he's been acting a little strange.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, here, there's a small one. Biden's fate hangs over Democrats in Congress as voters question his fitness. This is fitness.
Fitness.
Yeah, his fitness. Oh, these people are so slick. And then we go to campus protests where arrests and detainments have taken place. All right. So right now, this is pro-Palestinian, so Palestine versus Israel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're allowed to say some of these words out loud. But really, they've got Civil War vibes.
Oh, I could have told you that. That's what they want to
Oh, well,
actually happen.
yeah,
Another civil war.
sure. Even these, even the campuses where these academic institutions that have been involved in these arrests and detainments.
Mm-hmm.
We have Columbia, which is like the American goddess that nobody wants to talk about. Ohio State, where uh, 4 officers. Well, I guess that was Kent, but hi. Ohio State, where there was the 4 kids that were shot, 4 dead in Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Remember the Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young song? University of Massachusetts, and in Massachusetts, in Boston, is where the first victim of the American Revolution was shot, Crispus attacks.
Yeah.
Then you have Washington University, and Washington is a code word, right? George Washington was, so it's always the white president, but everybody that's Washington
Is black.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that I've seen.
UT Austin. Now I've been there personally, and they have all sorts of weird statues. But the one that to me is most blatant is they have one of Martin Luther King where he's like very diminished,
Mm-hmm.
and it's even has a bug like crawling on his library. It's like supposed to be respectful, right? But because he's got a library and there's like I don't know, some other things that are carved in there. It's strange. Mm-hmm. But then if you go just walk up the hill a little bit more, the next statue, because every like intersection they have another statue or sculpture. The next one is I'm not kidding. It's 2 worlds like this, a world and a world. Like they have his balls. Like they cut off his balls and put them up there above him. It's like, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. That's at UT Austin. Like,
wow.
Yeah, like they literally put it out in the statuary that, hi, y'all, we neutered this man, and we neutered the education, we neutered his power, we neutered him, and
They knew that the
there's his
world he
balls.
was trying to create.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But I've heard he was actually a Freemason as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's
Al
like anybody that they
Sharpton,
nominate, they control.
and there's also these weird stories too, like people who carried his casket. I wonder if I can find it. And that he was like a godfather to Julia and Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts used to be a big deal in Hollywood. Julia
Yeah.
Roberts, Pretty Woman.
Mm-hmm.
King. Okay, let's see what it says here. Okay, so we just have some photography from Stanford. Rosa Parks was there. Oh, they didn't do a very good job of documenting this. I know I read something and I was like, wait, what? Who was there? Who was there? Mm-mm. No, they're not going to show me. Harry Belafonte and Bill Cosby. Bill
Harry?
Cosby. And Harry Belafonte. Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson was there when he was at the funeral. Oh, maybe it was the march that I'm thinking of. The famous march across the bridge.
My brother's father, he was in there.
Wow.
He's from Selma, Alabama.
Wow. It's just,
He still lives there.
God, man. It's the Selma Bridge walk, right? Oh, that became a turning point in the civil rights march. I didn't even realize that we were talking about that. Hosea Williams and John Lewis. This is not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of some white politicians who were like, "Oh, hey, we need to get in on that act." I realized the other day why people would get mad about these other groups saying Black Lives Matter. Because I was talking to a guy on TikTok, and he was saying, "Yeah, I show my support and this and that,"
Mm-hmm.
and uh, I just in the end I thought, this is really strange because you don't have a dog in this fight, but you're telling everybody else how to do it. This is I can see why people tell you to mind your own business.
Mm-hmm.
You're not helping. You're not helping at all. You're not helping this cause, nor are you. You're not making any kind of middle ground. You don't have. What is your purpose for being here? What is your purpose for being here? They're just they're just instigators.
Yeah. Gaslighters.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess they don't know it.
No. A lot of people don't know like that like that they gaslight. But the ones that do, man, piece of work.
Yeah, when they do it on purpose.
Uh-huh.
I know.
It's like some people, they just, if they can't get normal attention, they'll take any attention.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So they'll even take the negatives because it still
Oh
forces
man,
your energy.
yeah. I used to be like that because of my like this, and I'd get so frustrated. And okay, so the only way you're going to pay attention to me is if I throw a fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, do you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Do you see me now? Now, can you feel my pain? Now, do I register? No, you're not grateful. Oh, because we were talking about the Martin Luther King statue in UT Austin.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we got talking about him. These other schools. I'll do one more.
Okay.
Tulane, historically black school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so these are pro-Palestinian protests, but obviously when they're talking pro-Palestine, they mean versus Israel, which means civil war. Because Israel was Palestine. As a matter of fact, on the monarchs list, let me show you guys that I can find this on the internet. Not that you've ever questioned it, but people ask me all the time, like, where did you find this? Okay, here's here. This is a different website. Let me see if this is gonna be the same one. Oh no. Let me look at that one. Interesting. Okay, so this is the same list. These are the same names because it has the same error, but it's not the sheet that I found. So this is not the same website, but it is the same list. So this is the list, the genealogy of Adam to Queen Elizabeth II. And I can prove to you that this is the same list because here's our error. Judah and Tamar and their son Hezron. Judah and Tamar had twins, and that's the story of Genesis 38. Hezron is their grandchild.
Oh, okay. So the
Okay.
twins aren't even in there.
Yeah, they're not even listed. Oh, and then the reason I was showing you that is because, same list, they call them the kings in Palestine. King David. King David. Jacob changed his name to Israel. King David, King Solomon are kings in Palestine, according to the genealogy of Queen Elizabeth II, the monarch who just passed away. Interesting. Interesting. So these students got arrested for their pro-Palestinian viewpoints, and our monarchy descends from the kings who were kings in Palestine. But we want to support Israel, even though Israel's only 2 tribes, and we don't know where the rest of the Israelites are. But we don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm. And they ain't gonna tell us.
Yeah. Well, they're too prolific. It's too many. It's too many. You know, if it was just like one small group of people and woo, we could just sell a helicopter in there and, hey, guys, guess what? You're no longer going to be poor. We're going to put you up in, I don't know where they put them up in, some slum somewhere. People just disappear all the time. And okay.
It's true though.
We won't
Like
talk about it.
wasn't there like I think I saw something on TikTok where they were talking about like I think it was a rabbi saying like that the kids go missing, like there's thousands of kids that go missing every year. And like he was like, what do you do with the bodies? He's like, we put them in hamburgers.
Yeah, McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So cheap
I'm like,
because you don't value life.
they're making you part of the ritual.
Oh, check this out.
What's up?
Check this out. Speaking of the ritual. So look at this. We go straight from the pro-Palestine
Mm-hmm.
right into 2 wandering cows started a culture war. Whose cattle? Whose chattel? That would be you and I. 2 cows setting off a chaotic chain of events. They don't even hide their subliminal machinations. You know exactly what they want you to do. Dr. Ruth's tips for a happy life. Now, Dr. Ruth, I don't know if you remember this, Wiesenheimer, she's German.
Yeah.
She is like a little Nazi German nurse.
Yeah, like sex therapist, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think she just recently died too. So, Dr. Ruth's tips for a happy life. Interesting that we're going to throw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just right now. Play Flashback, your weekly history quiz. Are you flashing back to Germany? Then Israel intercepts missile fired from Yemen as conflict with Houthis continue. That's a lot of enemies you have there. Israel on the port in Yemen will harm civilians, not Houthis, international experts say. Lots of people involved. And then Then they're going to show you, look, lots of people involved. We told you, lots of people involved. Goes from the war, and you can almost see it too. You almost see it. Almost see it.
Oh, I get
You
it.
can almost see it.
Yeah.
Black cow, white cow. Is there's a brown cow in there too, but you know, he's just gonna do whatever. Then you have this Dr. Ruth, who's definitely German, and then you have more civil war. Look at the fights, Israel, because there's the enemy of Palestine, and look what's happening. And there's the big crowds. Big crowds are going to be affected. This is a hiring system. This looks more like soccer fans.
Yeah.
This looks more like soccer fans to me.
Yeah, it looks like a crowd from after like a soccer game or something.
Yeah, this does not look like protests for wage inequality. Protests for wage inequality or soccer fans?
It's like take a picture of this and then we'll spin it.
Yes, and oh, here's your salvation, faith. Ah, if only you have faith, then look, all of them, everybody can come. A celebration of faith renewed. 8 decades later, the 50,000 and the 1940s. The 1940s. Oh, we even have a girl here who might be a little vintage looking with her headband.
I thought that was Katy Perry for a second.
Let's see. What kind of symboling do we have here? A gap in democracy. A gap in democracy.
There's a big
Maybe.
gap in democracy. They're called loopholes.
Yeah, right?
You know, when you can just make laws up as you go,
Uh-huh.
anything that they have to offer is basically null and void.
Look at this. The little black kid jacket. His jacket's not even. I think he's black. I could be wrong. He's definitely a person of color, though. To this guy. Again, with the same royal wave as Kamala. Did you notice this one up here? Where is she? Same
Yeah.
wave. Same wave. Gosh, if only that kid. Oops. Moving up the camera, not the screen. If only that. Look at all that green he has. Why isn't he practicing his putting?
They need the pose.
For real.
And like I wonder what all these like symbolize.
Yeah.
Like you know that it's some type of Freemason, pose or something like that. But what do
Uh-huh.
they actually mean?
Right, right. God and Trump by Esau. By Esau McCulley. Tell me that's a real name. Of God and Trump by Esau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh,
A couple more stories, but you can see all of the symbolism. It's right there. Just as you're looking at it, you think you're reading one story, but you're being told another. Biden's poor debates sent big money into the race. Interesting choice of words there. And then right under that billionaire criminal who secretly profited off of Jack Ma's deals. Corrupt investor. Donald Trump left unity behind. The
Unity.
political, yeah.
Uh, Only thing
Oh, man.
I see is division.
Yeah, that's all they're doing here. That is all they're doing. Uh-huh. Let's see. Okay, let's look at a different one.
All right.
All right, let's see. Let's try something else. What could be a little bit, what's a little bit more? I guess let's try Fox News. They're going to be a little bit more Republican leaning. Okay, so foxnews.com. Let's try that one. Joe to Joe. Manchin becomes latest Democrat to call Biden to drop out of the 2024 White House race.
What's the reason why?
Joe to Joe. Let's see. Well, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. It's just a headline. Photo illustration. This is interesting, though. Joe to Joe. You were just talking about how there's different Joes.
Mm-hmm.
Different Joes. I know these are like different Joes, but there's different Joes. And also, this name has always gotten me, Manchin, because it's so close to the Manchurian Candidate. Do you remember
Yeah,
the Manchurian
yeah.
Candidate?
That's like almost like MK Ultra, right?
Yes.
Like a brainwashing, and then they hear the trigger word, and then they go into action.
Yep. It was a book by Robert Ludlum. They turned it into a movie. It looks like in 1962.
Did they do like a more recent one, like in the like 80s or 90s or something?
Yeah, they remade it with Denzel.
Oh, that's right. Okay, okay.
What's Denzel's last name?
Washington.
Fucking name, it's Washington. I didn't want to say that. I was like, no, that ain't right. It is Denzel
Yeah.
Washington. There's that word again.
I've never seen a white Washington.
Unbelievable.
I can't remember one.
Uh-uh.
Like, or anybody saying like I'm related to George Washington.
Yeah, no.
I
No,
can't.
heard all the fables. He can't tell a lie. It was I that chopped down that cherry tree, and he had wooden teeth, and his wife was Martha.
Like the wooden teeth, I was like, that's very odd
Yeah, that is very odd.
because you don't know anybody else that had wooden teeth besides him,
No. Right? No.
right? That's
No.
the only time you've heard wooden teeth.
Yeah.
Uh
Interesting. There's a couple of these phrases that only come up with like one person.
huh.
Like in the Judah and Tamar story, the church has this word, onanism, for a man spilling his seed.
Owning
Why?
him.
Yeah, who would ever use that word? Why would you ever use that word? And yet that's why God struck Onan down, was for his practice of onanism.
Hmm.
Yeah, bizarre.
That just hit me with that wooden teeth thing.
Yeah,
I can't believe I've never seen that.
I can't believe. Yeah, it never occurred to me that it's more than one. That nobody else has that. Let's see. What do we have after this? Okay, so after Joe to Joe, Biden taunted with unfiltered message splashed on truck near beach house. What? Biden taunted with unfiltered message splashed on truck near beach house. So somebody graffitied, and that's their top story. Okay, and then you have 1 in 3 Democrats believe Trump faked the assassination attempt. I talked to one of them. There's a couple of good stories here. They're all clickbait, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We have to click on one of them to find out what they're actually say. Let's see. Trump electrifies rally by pulling union worker on stage for unscripted mic moment. Network pummeled for misleading story about mass deportation, and Usha Vance. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's one.
All right.
Okay, so Vance, this must be the VP pick.
Mm-hmm.
Usha, that must be his wife.
Yep.
Okay, and then their kid is Harry Potter, and then and then we do have a person of color back here, so they want you to know that, look, not only is she ethnic, but there's other people here too. Strange.
And they all want your vote.
Yeah. Who's everybody looking at? These guys are. He's looking this way. She's looking this way. He's looking here. He's kind of cross-eyed. He's looking here and here. He's kind of cross-eyed. And everybody else is looking up this way. And he's
Almost looks like he's
down.
looking at the camera, like, I see you taking a picture.
Yeah. That's a weird picture.
I see you
Everybody's looking in a
with my
different
good eye.
direction. This is strange. Okay, let's. They want us to see something here, right? Because misleading, mass deportation. All of a sudden, we know this chick's name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. News writer claimed there was a heavy anti-immigrant sentiment at the Republican National Convention. Okay. Oh my gosh, this woman is so thin. Let's see her kiss. She talks. Oops,
I wonder if it's going to be a recycled speech like the others.
Probably. I get like a Huma Abedin vibe from her, though.
Who's that?
That was Hillary's assistant.
Is that the one from the that conspiracy?
Probably.
Like where she was doing rituals and shit like that, and that was her helper.
Yeah, and Abedin's husband was Anthony Weiner, the guy
who it is. Yep.
Sent his Weiner out, and then also the other one, Amal Clooney, the one who's married to George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
Like
she's in on it too.
Well, no, I'm just thinking these chicks look like triplets.
Oh yeah.
Vance's wife and Huma Abedin and Clooney, they all sort of look alike.
Clones.
Yeah, they told okay, so there's Abedin, right? And she does kind of, I mean, not exactly, but
close.
It's close. And then who was the other chick? Amal Clooney. Yeah. And what kind of a name is Amal?
Let us find out.
So there she is, again with that same kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
Lebanese British barrister.
Amal means toil or labor.
An international human rights lawyer. So interesting that this is who she looks like, and this is the conversation that we're having around her. Mass deportation. Backlash. Indian immigrant parents. The tweet linked a story that suggested her speech. Not that this happened, it just suggested that this happened. Claims of hypocrisy and cited experts, but just in the same story that suggested it cited experts who claimed her appearance reaffirmed the GOP's good immigrant, bad immigrant narrative. She's one of the good ones. Okay. Yeah, you can't win. You're either,
as long as they
vouch for you. For me. Yeah.
They get to deem what's good and what's bad. Even though they do tons of bad stuff.
So I don't know who was pummeled for the misleading story because it literally didn't. Yeah. Okay, now we have the Biden camp's secret weapon is a drag queen, and former ESPN star Keith Olbermann questions whether Trump was shot. Those are on the same line.
Isn't that the guy from Remote Control or something like that? Wasn't he the host?
No.
That name sounds so familiar.
A host for a long time. Yeah. This guy.
All right. I know who
Yeah.
he is.
And then there's the drag queen. Okay. And that's Biden's secret weapon.
How, how is
And then
he
here
the
you have the
secret
clown
weapon?
show. What was this? Oh, the guy that we were talking about. Oh, and everybody's like, look, this is what he was doing. Um, I don't know, maybe and then this guy
Mm-hmm. Now,
who,
I have a question for
yeah.
you. If you saw a sniper on a roof, would you sit around and keep pointing at this person, or would you take off? I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to hang out
I don't know. That is a good question.
because
Um,
the people were just hanging out, seeing this guy on the roof, and decide not to leave.
I guess
Maybe he's
he
one
had a
of
gun that was
many.
like pointed over this way, so feeling like you're sitting behind him, you'd be safe. I guess.
But what if he decides, I got my target, might as well pick you guys off too? Why are
Right, and
you gonna
apparently he
sit
did.
around?
Now I'm hearing that 3 people were unalived at this event, not just one. I had heard like 4 people were shot, but that included Trump,
Yeah.
and then one lost his life, and now they're saying 3 lost their lives, and still not a headline. Fox News and New York Times, and not a headline. Hardly a story on these guys. Look how far they've buried it. This
Mm-hmm.
happened when just a few days ago.
Yeah.
Let's see. Authorities release new report on would-be assassin. Unmasked also was the name. Unmasked.
It's
That's what they're gonna do.
they're triggering like they're throwing like little trigger words out,
Yep.
but they're trying to suppress it so they can't. So you can't see that like they messed up. It all got fudged because he got spotted, and there's tons of videos that seen it. How could it not be staged?
It's absolutely staged.
It's staged just like the moon landing. If they
Oh
did
my
it back
god.
then, what's to make you think they wouldn't do it now?
Look at
Why do
this.
you think
Even
CGI and all that shit
there's
is like
did you
how it
see
is?
the reflection in the picture? Staged to let you see you're watching just a mirror image of the truth.
I can't see.
It's it's like a Thomas Kincaid painting, one of those
Mhm.
pastoral, happy. This is the church scene, except but it's a mirror image. It's reflected in like the lake in front of it. So you have the building going up, and then you have the building going down.
Mm.
It's it's symbolic. It's totally symbolic.
It's gotta be.
Oh my God! Here, more symbolism. You know how I feel about that damn speed limit. Uh-huh.
Isn't it a lot faster in Texas?
Not in a sundown town.
Ah,
No, when you get into those little towns, it's always 35. Uh-huh. Todd the Driller. Todd the Driller provided all this footage. They couldn't get none of the cops are wearing body cams, so shoot. I'm not gonna be able to figure that out. That look at them in all of this gear, and then you've got these also guys with no safety gear on whatsoever.
it,
Somebody exaggerating maybe. And like you were saying, none of these people are leaving.
yeah.
He
Nobody's
literally looks
scrambling.
like he's
Nobody's
doing
taking
workouts
off.
right there.
If I seen somebody going up a ladder with a rifle,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
come
My
on.
husband would have been like, baby, you were getting out of here.
I'm like, bye. I'm not gonna see like wait for them to set up and then
Yeah.
decide, I'm gonna go home.
Police were
Right?
not at the rally for security. And yet they were there so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a police sniper that I saw that had him in the sights. He said police, his jacket said police on him. There's police. There's police. They're there.
Yep.
They were already there. Look. When did all of this happen? Oh my gosh.
It's fake.
It's all fake.
How can it not be?
It is all fake.
Like
Oh,
when I
good
first seen
grief.
it, like I swore I saw it live, like just as it was happening, and I was like,
Mhm.
"This ain't real."
No, and this little kid, he has the same look as Adam Lanza, all the other kids who did the school shootings. He has that same look.
Like he's been programmed,
Yeah.
Manchurian candidate.
Yeah.
Especially if the kid like was in he's on a BlackRock building, and he's actually was in a commercial for BlackRock.
Uh-huh. And then look, it's our favorite TV show. Well, it's my favorite TV show. There he is, Mary Lightly.
Oh, Psych.
I knew I was
It's one of my favorites too.
getting I was definitely getting Vollmer
Yeah,
vibes from this guy, but he's just too goofy looking. That's it.
and he doesn't even look like like the type.
No, he doesn't.
And those are the
No,
people that they pick, the one
he's
that you
really
least
innocent
expect.
looking. Yeah. Well, you know what I think it is? I think it could be, honestly, I think it could be anybody. Because you and I don't know all the programming that we've been subjected to,
Mm-hmm.
all of through watching television, through hearing music, through the different frequencies and stuff. They have put programs and triggers into us. Some of them so deep we have no idea what they are. And then say you're out in public, you're out, you just want to go and watch the new Batman movie or something,
Mm-hmm.
or you stopped at IHOP on the way, or something else, and they're playing this song, and okay, it's by Edie Brickell, but I didn't even know that she had more than 2 hits, much less deep cuts that anybody listened to.
I know, right?
So is this like some kind of a trigger or something going on, that when I get this taste and I hear this sound and happen to I happen to be the one who was exposed to that programming, so this triggering could happen anywhere, at any time, in any place, and everybody's could be like, oh, hands off. I didn't have anything to do with it, because this sleeper technology, which is what they're studying when they study this MK Ultra. It's not just a goal of making this child a super assassin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what can we learn so that we can apply this to others?
Yeah, they want to contribute. They want to bring what they're doing there to the masses.
Yes. Yeah. So this kid might have just been like one of those who he had his favorite Saturday morning cartoon or after school cartoon, plus his favorite snack, plus the favorite song, plus those keywords, plus the medications that a psychiatrist gives him, plus the prodding that the agents gave him,
Mm-hmm.
and boom, okay, just following through with instructions that were planted in each and every one of us, and we don't even know how to fight them.
It's true.
Yeah, because how do you fight something that you don't know is there?
That, but
And
it's about awareness.
do you know, when I was growing up, this is when our first superhero TV show started coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we already had Superman, but he was from another planet, and then in the 70s we got Wonder Woman, and we got the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
And those were different, because like Wonder Woman, you could kind of think, oh, well, if I'll train, I can train to be an Amazonian warrior. But with Hulk, he had no control.
Mm-hmm.
Just what happens. He has no control, and hopefully it works out for the best. It did work out for the best, although some people were hurt. It always worked out for the best. But you kind of get this idea that what I can't control, I just can't control it, but it's not bad, so I don't even need to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that making sense?
Yeah. It's like what you can't control, you let go of.
Yeah, but you're still letting it kind of have power over
Mm-hmm.
you, in the fact that you I get this superhuman rage, and I can't control it. Oh, how I wish I could control it, but that's just who I am. You know, it's like the Incredible Hulk. He's looking for a fix. Maybe one day he'll find it, but it's going to be, some kind of potion or something that I have to take. And that combined with the spiritual idiocy of, no, you shouldn't do shadow work. You shouldn't consult the tarot. You shouldn't be using crystals. You shouldn't meditate. You shouldn't do yoga. You shouldn't.
And
But yeah, but go see the doctor and make sure you pay your taxes.
notice most of those things gain awareness.
Exactly.
Because the second you gain
Exactly.
awareness, you're out of the cage.
Yep. Yeah, they played a trick on us.
Yeah, they took our awareness away and they took our attention span
Mhm.
and they messed with our focus.
Yeah, and now you have one of these things, one of these events happen where it's like, whoa, that was a left turn, but it really wasn't a left turn. Because you can see that they've been programmed, or we've been programmed, but at the same time, you can only see it in hindsight. You can't see danger ahead. Oh shit, I'm going the wrong, because that's a trigger. It happens
Hmm.
too fast. So you just, oh well, I hulked out there, I guess, but it's done. Won't happen again because we fixed that, right? Yeah. So yeah, okay, so it won't happen again. Um,
They programmed us to be in a constant state of fight or flight.
yeah, and then to not fight the real enemy, not to fight the enemy within, to not even consider that you can fight it. When you do consider that you can fight it, oh well, not with these tools, because that's evil.
Hmm.
So try something else. Did you pray? Have you tried praying about it? You can lay hands. You're not focused on God, obviously, but God's in you. Always something. It's the media and the church and everything. They've definitely worked together to create these situations.
They wanted to keep you more like a docile lamb,
Yeah,
very passive.
yeah,
So
yeah.
whatever they throw at you, it wasn't like a bucking to the system. It was more like assimilation.
Hmm.
Like, okay, we'll apply it and move forward.
Yeah,
But it's programming into its progeny.
very much so. Very, very much so. Kind of in a very scary way, because you think, oh well, they didn't get me. I never believed that. I never, you know, I didn't buy into it. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I didn't. Well, we're all glad you didn't, but how are your kids feeling about that same issue?
Hmm.
Because, you know, and these ideas go both ways. Even using Donald Trump as an example, he's a teetotaler, right? He supposedly has never touched drugs, never touched alcohol, because his dad was a drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Now his brother John, I believe his name is John, raging alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
You I mean, that's what was modeled to him. His dad was a drunk.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, yeah. Like you use it's the same. It's the same scenario for both of them, with totally different results.
Like I could have sworn like he was drinking when you see him in the pictures with Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh yeah, he does look like he's got a little whiskey in his hand, doesn't he? Yeah, for sure.
So he may say that now, but that's because he's been a president before. So now he has to
Yeah.
distance himself from, the shit that he used to do.
Oh
And still
right, right.
does. He still does it. It just doesn't do it in front of people now.
Yeah, who was the president who didn't inhale? Is that one of the George Bushes?
Yeah, I think it was George, the first one.
He didn't
Yeah.
inhale. What a joke.
Or was that Bill Clinton?
Let's see.
I think they asked. Maybe it was Arsenio Hall that asked him that, because I think
I don't
that
know
was the
why
same
we
time that he
started
played
asking these
saxophone over
presidents
there.
such bad
Uh,
questions. Oh, it was Bill Clinton. You're right, it was Bill Clinton. He admitted to trying marijuana as a young man while studying at Oxford University. However, he famously claimed he didn't inhale when he used it.
that's
He
some
also
bullshit.
asked, it depends on what your definition of
It is.
is.
Yeah.
Is.
I'm like, that's some Jedi mind trick bullshit. He's like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get me to say it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he knows how to double talk.
Ooh, they all do.
Yeah, that's that Freemason fuckery right
They
there.
all do. For sure. Damn.
No accountability still to this day,
You
and you see
didn't
all the
inhale. How
proof.
do you not inhale? How do you not inhale?
Uh,
I
like a
mean, and I'm just saying, like,
cigar.
everybody else in the room is smoking. You're breathing it. You got secondhand smoke. You inhaled.
Yeah,
You inhaled. You didn't. You inhaled.
yeah, to him.
You had. Yeah, I mean, you had to. How do you not inhale?
Mm-hmm.
You inhale.
You're either getting secondhand or you're getting something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, what a lie. The fact that you were in the room. You were in the room. You were there. Why are you there? That seems weird. Who invited Bill? Who invited Bill to this party?
Who invited the square?
Yeah, he's not nailing, guys. Get him away. He's sitting in the corner holding his breath. Come on, man.
Look. Oh man, this really hit me.
Wow, this is good stuff, guys.
I could go for a pizza.
Anything you've seen from Cheech and Chong? Oh, God.
Dave's not here, man.
Bill's not here. And his partner, Al Gore,
Mm-hmm.
Rhythm, the algorithm, the guy who invented the internet.
Mm-hmm.
What preposterous claim. Oh,
That's
good to
ego
be
tripping.
here.
It's all ego tripping. Like we are being led by some of the most egocentric people
Real.
like ever.
For
Why do you think it's in like it's such a low vibration right now? You have to worry about snipers because people don't like you.
mm-hmm.
Supposedly, you know? But I don't believe that shit. I believe that kid was an actor, you know?
Yeah. He's
Just
from
like
Bethel. That's short for Bethlehem.
eh, you know what? They call the headquarters for Jehovah's Witnesses Bethel.
Yeah, so that's where they wanted him to come from.
Of course. I mean, the shit that they put out there in front of your face. If you're not looking up these words, it's flying right over your head.
He just graduated in 2022. So he's like, what, 18, 20 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
It's not believable,
No.
or at least I can't believe it.
It's not believable at all.
It has to be a scam, you know. And the kid was collateral damage,
Uh-huh.
you know, just to keep the narrative going. You know,
Yeah.
so Trump can look like a hero. Oh, he took it right on the air. and he kept on coming like back out and doing his speeches and stuff. And like I think one of the people that like got killed,
Uh,
he had his jacket and his helmet because he used to be a firefighter or something like that.
wow.
And on the same stage, like but further down, so he walked all the way down, put his arm around the jacket, and they go this, doing his poses and
Oh,
shit. It's
come
like a
on.
photo op.
For real. I,
It,
I want to see famous ear injuries. Hmm. Uh, I know Vincent Van
yeah,
Gogh, and I can think of Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield.
yeah, that was crazy. I seen
Those,
that live.
I did too.
I was like,
I
he
did
bit his
too. I felt
ear.
like I was the only one paying attention. I was like, oh my God, he bit him. And everybody was like, And then I think in the next round or 20 seconds later, he bit
Hmm.
him again. And that was the big one. And everybody's like, whoa, he bit him. Like, yeah, that just happened. He did it twice. He did it twice. I saw it.
I was like,
That's crazy.
to this
That's,
day, like people don't like people want to box him and all that.
oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Let's see. I've got a list. Famous ear injuries. There's not that many.
Halle
There's three.
Berry?
Donald Trump, Halle Berry, and Hamlet's father. Wow. Yeah, 20 years ago, she lost 80% of her hearing from her abusive boyfriend.
Is that
Interesting.
David Justice?
I don't know. It's not going to show us. Guess so. Ear injuries throughout history. New York Times. Oh, no, the New Yorker.
The first one.
Oh, okay, here we are. Evander Holyfield and Hamlet's father. Oh, shoot. Okay, so there's your firefighter, Corey Comparator. Interesting name.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go to an anagram. Anagram solver. Anagram solver. Okay, yep. The word finder. Hmm. Co-creator. Cooperate. Temporary. Interesting words. Promoter. Caperer. Interesting.
What does compere mean?
What was that word or was it? Caperer? No, which one did you ask me about?
Is compere?
Compere?
Right to the left. There you go.
This one?
Yep.
Compere. I don't know. Let's see. Something financial.
It says a person of equal rank, status, or ability.
Interesting.
A companion or associate.
Like a compatriot.
Bingo. That word just stood out to me out of all that.
Interesting. So in on it. In on it is how I look at it.
Yeah.
Here's that word again, grazing.
Oh, there's another version of it. It says a person who is of equal standing with another in a group.
That's our last free article. So we have the bullet, grazing, and now just do our bulls tagged on their right ear or their left? So the bulls, they'll be branded, but then they'll also be identified with ear tags. All cattle born since January 1st, 1998 must display at least one primary tag and either a second or primary tag on the other ear. Each animal must be kept the same official ear tag number for life.
What?
Unless they were either born with a congenital defect or underwent a change in ownership or re-identified due to incorrect initial tagging.
I don't know how they think this
Okay,
is right.
so we have the bulls being tagged. You saw the cows for the Civil War imagery. Cows. Bullets grazing his ear with the bull. And right there at the upper part, that's where you tag them. Right there at the upper part.
Shit.
Cattle, chattel, same thing. It's getting a new owner. Trump is getting a new owner, y'all. Trump's getting a new owner.
That's crazy. I see it.
Holy shit. Now, what I was thinking was, it also reminds me of Teddy Roosevelt, the bull moose. Oh, it'd be fun if there was video. The 26th president of the United States left the Republican Party to form the Progressive Party. Oh, I didn't realize that. Fit as a bull moose.
He named the Progressive Party the Bull Moose Party. It was nicknamed that.
Yeah. It takes more. When he was shot, said it takes more than that to kill a bull moose.
Like, wasn't he paralyzed?
No, that was his cousin FDR.
Oh, okay. So what happened after he got shot? Like, where did he get shot?
So supposedly he got shot in his chest, but his speech notes, along with like a cigarette tin, stopped the bullet from actually piercing his chest, or I think it like may have lodged in his stomach, but it didn't go deep. And so he finished his speech, and that's where we get the famous line, "It takes more than that to stop a bull moose." And and then takes off. Let's see. Oh, he was shot at close range by an anarchist. Of course, it was an anarchist, John Flaming Shrink. He has three names. John Flaming Shrink.
Like Fleming?
Flamang. Like almost like flaming, like Flaming. He suffered only a flesh wound. You see, it takes more than that to kill a bull moose. And then he was rushed to the hospital. But this publicity attempt also resulted in his defeat. He lost to Woodrow Wilson, the Democratic candidate.
And the guy was from Bavaria?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know.
He said he was born in Bavaria, Germany.
Oh, interesting. Funny how we were just talking about Germany.
With Dr. Ruth.
Yeah. And you got to pay attention to these little things because you think, well, it's not that, it's not that big of a coincidence. No, it's a huge coincidence. There's well over 150 countries in the world. Well over. There's over 1 billion people in New York City alone. Um, it's not just a coincidence when the same names, when the same dates, when the same words keep coming up. It is definitely there by design. It's it's there for a reason. Maybe not a design. Maybe it's more like, when you're on the right frequency, you start to see more synchronicities. You know they're not coincidences anymore because they happen on regularity because your frequency is a wavelength. So you're going to see that synchronicity every time.
Yeah.
That's how you learn to ride the wave.
We surfing.
Yeah, we surfing it. And they want to get you. They want you to think like it's funny. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're seeing things that are not there, and that's not true. You're seeing the pattern, and sometimes the pattern drops, but you can see that in the pattern. Just like Dumbledore said, magic always leaves a trace. You can see where they tried to erase things out, and when you start to pay attention to the coincidences and the synchronicities, they start out as coincidences, but then when you find the regularity, when you find the pattern, even when the pattern drops, you know that you're on the pattern. So you know you're on that frequency. We're on this frequency. German. And a tavern owner. Of course he's a tavern owner.
I think this guy must have been like MK down, like, yeah, in those times.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like it.
Like, just the way he's talking, like, it doesn't look
Known to
like
be
he's like
religious, and
crazy.
his parents dying when he was young.
It looks like the perfect opportunity to brainwash him
For real.
and weaponize him.
Yeah, and look at that face.
It's disturbed.
It's almost the same kid. Do we have a picture of him here? I thought we did. Hmm.
You would have to
Almost.
catch him like making that face.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? Give me 1 second. Her battery could have died. Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
I was like, please, not the battery.
What did I do? What did I do? No, I got a full battery today.
Sweet.
Let's see. So Shrank was a wealthy man who claimed to have visions. He was captured just after the shooting and declared insane. Well, I suppose he's lucky that they didn't just kill him and then tell everybody he was insane. Of course, what's worse, he had no visitors and received no mail during his 31 years at the Central State Hospital for the Criminally Insane. How sad.
They say he was paranoid schizophrenic.
How sad. Who isn't? He's raised Roman Catholic. That's if you are Roman Catholic, you are definitely a paranoid schizophrenic. You have to be. One, you're committing this atrocious cannibalistic event every Sunday. God is outside of you. You don't know where God is. You're getting religious instructions from people who have no idea who God is and have no love or thought for you whatsoever.
Look at this. Why are they all smiling? Even him.
Yeah, interesting pose there too.
It almost looks like a Shriner's cap that the guy has on.
Yeah, it does.
And
Kind
that's
of,
and
he's
that's
giving
Freemason
me
for sure.
E-Man vibes. I-M-A-N vibes.
That's bizarre. It's almost
Oh,
like they're like, good job.
and he was an immigrant.
Hmm.
I think we already said that. He was an immigrant. There's that word again. And then he comes.
Why would cops smile with somebody who's like trying to be a killer?
Oh, I see the picture here.
Mm-hmm.
Shrank under arrest, 1912. Man, that one cop next to him is super tall.
Yeah.
How that dude is like a giant compared to him.
Maybe he's like 6'5", because the guy
At
looks
least,
short.
at least his shoulder is the same height as the man in the cap behind him. And Shrank's top of his head looks like it comes maybe up to his shoulder. He's at least a foot taller.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting. Like, did they just throw a giant in there that we just sort of skip over because we're looking at the other guy? Wait a second. Wait a second. Did you not notice? Yeah. It's like the meme, the video where the two teams are passing a basketball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And how many have you seen that one? They ask you how many times does the white team touch the ball, and did you see the moonwalking gorilla go through it? Like, wait, what? No. There's a moonwalking gorilla walking through it. You were too busy counting passes. You didn't even see this absurd thing happening.
For me, it was, when did the gorilla like get there? I was like, what?
Yeah,
When did they change? When did they change? Like when did one just leave and change?
yeah. And they didn't. He was there the whole
I
time.
know.
There's other crazy ones. I found a whole website with them. There's some other crazy ones, and you see it in movies all the time. It just doesn't register.
Mhm.
Where they will spin the camera around, and so you see the room, and the room changes. Except in this instance, they don't do it to show passage of time, so you don't notice that everything's changing. Everything's just changing extremely subtly. Every time it pans off, there's something new in its place, and the guy's shirt slowly changes colors. A cup will turn to a mug, will turn into a chalice, will turn into, something else.
It's almost like
Uh,
highlights.
yeah,
The book in the back, at the
yeah,
back of the book. I used to love those.
I did too. You don't even know what to look for.
Yeah, makes you pay attention to detail.
Yes.
So like when you instantly see something, you can already tell something's off.
Yeah, but we can't tell something, even though all of this nonsense with the ear and the shooter and the headlines,
Hmm.
and we still don't see it exactly for what it is.
He changed the bandage to his ear too. It's not that white thing that was there before. Now
It's
it's
not.
just like a little like tan band-aid.
Gee, and that's your ear getting shot off.
Hmm. It really happened.
Yeah,
They, they're
yeah,
really like trying to play on your emotions. They
yeah,
really want that vote.
yeah.
That energy must mean so much to them that they're
It
willing to
does.
do all this for it, for
It
for our
does.
contribution to their scam.
Hmm. And Celestial, she's been confusing me a whole lot because she's like, all right, so in her timeline, Trump is going to be assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
Biden will step down. Kamala will become president. Obama will become dictator, and Russia and China are going to take over the country. So, like, That's a lot of changing hands in the next couple of months, years, however soon this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe it?
Yes and no. There's parts of it that I can see happening, and but there's other parts of it that don't make sense. Like one, it's too much. It's too how will Obama be enjoying his coming dictatorship if Russia and China will be here?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I can see what I can see is well, America is a corporation, and we just had a corporate takeover. You know, Russia paid the right price. They're trying to, they're great at business, and obviously that's why everybody wants Donald Trump. He's a good businessman, and America is a business, or the United States is a business, actually. Not America. America is the land that you live on. So I can kind of see like the Russia and China thing happening because I can see the people that we vote for making the most prudent economic decisions for themselves
Mm-hmm.
and not for the commodity, which is the people here. So I can definitely see that happening. And I can see where it could be a little bit man in the high castle and China gets this territory and Russia gets this territory. And in that book, Germany also got some territory. It was split 3 ways. Maybe Obama gets the 3rd territory. I don't know. More likely, the thing that seems most likely is a Kamala presidency with probably Michelle, or just I mean, if Biden stepped down now, she'd be president. So
True.
That one seems definitely the most likely. And the others, I don't know. Not off the realm of possibility for sure. A few weeks ago when you and I were talking with Jerome,
Mm-hmm.
I had been doing the Super Bowl breakdown, and I had found that
Oh yeah.
G03, GG3, which was a unanimous. It was unanimous. So whatever they're doing, there's this one does seem legit because Celestial was saying that there's going to be no hands in this. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. They're just going to turn it over because we've given them that much power that they can do now really whatever the fuck they want. They're still going through these motions, but they're not. They're not really going through the motions. When's the last time we talked about an electoral college? The fact that Trump is even nominated a vice president, normally we're wanting to know who's even going to run. It's a foregone conclusion already that it's Biden versus Trump. And isn't the election supposed to be this year?
Yeah.
So, what happened to the primaries and what happened? Where's all the signs and where's all this stuff that goes with the getting ready for the election process? It's been turning into more and more and more of a circus every year, and now it's nothing. So much of a circus that they literally had a TV show called The Circus, where they followed Trump and all the rallies and all the getting everybody together.
Mm-hmm.
And now we don't see any of that. And shit, there was another one I was going to say. Well, Biden acting like a clown.
Mm-hmm. He makes it easy for him. He's throwing layups.
Yeah.
He's throwing alley-oops for them to just dunk it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can say blah 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 in two words.
Like it, right.
How easy are you making this?
This is supposed to be the commander in chief. This is supposed to be.
He can't make words out.
All of that, yeah. And so this guy soon is the person in this position, and they keep throwing out words like the insurrection, which is that's a big deal to be declared an insurrectionist. And that one started in 1807 with Thomas Jefferson. That doesn't make any sense. Why would Thomas Jefferson sign this Insurrection Act? That doesn't even sound like something he would do. That would be like Obama making mandatory Catholic prayer in school. Like, why would he do that? That doesn't sound like something he would do.
But if he was forced by the people that command him, he would do it.
Yeah.
Just like they all do. They
Like
made
they
an
all
oath.
do.
They swore an oath. So it's whatever the agenda is. If the agenda goes this way, they're going this way. It goes that way, they go that way.
Speaking
However
of
it
agenda,
sways. Huh?
so speaking of the agenda, so Teddy Roosevelt loses. He loses that election to
Mm-hmm.
Woodrow Wilson, and it is well known that Woodrow Wilson was incapacitated during his presidency, and his old lady, Edith, was the one passing all the laws.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. In
He was
fact,
like, what was he sick or?
yeah, he was sick. He was like deathbed sick or something.
Mm.
One of those guys that, you know, we can't tell the public. It would upset them too much. We just keep him in the bedroom always and make it look like he was working.
Mm-hmm.
We get at Bernie Styles. But he wasn't really working.
But
He was.
isn't that proof that somebody that's over him is giving her the messages to distribute?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. That's the real Jezebel spirit right there. That's what Jezebel did, acted for her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And we know she wasn't very good because it's because of her that we have the Everglades. So at
The what?
the Everglades. And we all know that they're all swampy, and it's supposed to be because it's prehistoric. This is where the dinosaurs lived and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
that is not what they originally look like. And if you drive into the Everglades, right there at the front of the entrance, there's a map of what it used to look like. And all of that area looked like the Keys, like the Bahamas. Like, you know, it was coral reefs and blue water and crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
And that area extended up quite a bit, like the last half inch or inch on the Florida tip. Everything that we know as swamp was at one time that crystal clear blue Bahamian water.
I would have loved to see that.
The three Indian tribes that live down there, the Seminoles, they're all football mascots now. So I know it's the Seminoles and the other two.
Is it Blackfoot?
Oh, maybe. I don't remember.
I know Seminoles
There's so many tribes
for sure because Florida Seminoles.
Yeah.
I only remember because of football.
I know. That's how I remember too. Let me see if I can find it. The Seminoles, the Muskogee, Miccosukee, the Calusa. It's not exactly who I was thinking of, but they say the indigenous people arrived 14 to 15,000 years ago. Now, how are they going to survive in a swamp, in that nasty swamp where no food grows, where there's no animals to hunt because there's crocodiles and things like that? They survived because that's not what it looked like. It was a tropical haven, and they created floating islands.
Yeah.
One to keep their food, one for one to sleep, like little clubhouses, right? So they had these different islands. That way you could protect all the women and children while they're sleeping. You could protect the food. These two things weren't close together. You were protected from other tribes who wanted to mac on your beautiful women or who wanted to steal all your food because they had a poor year. So that's how it worked. Now, old lady Wilson, she goes down to the Bahamas and she goes down to the Everglades, and they see this because Henry Ford was down there, Edison was down there. They were a little bit further up north though. They were around Everglades City, which is like an inch up on the map. And so she now sees they get down further into what we think of as the Everglades as the swamp, but is really more like the Bahamas, the Keys. And she sees these floating islands. And she wants some of that. She wants a house down there because it's beautiful. Let's just put it on a floating island. That's how we got the swamp, because they dumped all that material in there, trying to create solid land for her house. Yeah. And the other thing that they will tell you when you get there, yes, where's the dinosaur bones? Where's the evidence? Oh, the crocodiles. The crocodiles. That's the evidence. If we get our fuel, if fossil fuels come from the fossils of dinosaurs and dinosaurs lived in the Everglades, why don't we dig for oil in the Everglades?
Because it makes too much sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, where are the bones? Where's the oil? Where is it?
Yep.
It's not here.
It,
It's not here.
it
It's
never
not there because
was.
it never was. Mm-mm. And
It's
it
just
didn't look like that at all. They absolutely destroyed the area. They absolutely destroyed the ecosystem. And now they call it a national park.
think about it this way: does the snake oil salesman tell you the truth? He tells you whatever you need to hear in order to turn over a buck
Mm-hmm.
and to get you to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to tell you everything that you want to hear. Oh, this is going to cure your cancer. It's going to cure your gout. It's going to make you feel like you're 20 years old again. You just got to buy this. And as soon as you
Yeah.
buy it, I'm out of here. You know, they tell, and it's just like politicians. They tell
Mm-hmm.
you what you want to hear. No new taxes. Everything's going to be low. You're going to have more jobs. You're going to have all that.
Yeah. It's just
Just
lies.
hire me.
Yeah.
Give me your vote. And then when the vote happens and he gets nominated, same bullshit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now it's the
It was,
excuse. Well, you didn't vote us into the Senate, and we're not in the party, and we're not in your state's house. So we'll just bide our time until next year, and then if you vote right next year, maybe we could do something.
mhm. There's not been change. Of all things, there's been nothing but a slope,
For
a
sure.
progression of low vibration.
For sure.
That's all we got right now. We don't have any peace.
Mm-mm.
We don't have the financial means to, like, to sustain life
Yeah, and they're giving
because
us all this imagery that they want us fighting each other.
yeah, they want you to argue and do all these lower vibrational things other than the high vibrations because they're not capable of being able to tolerate high vibrations. Why do you think they
Yeah,
never
no,
use them?
I doubt they do. I doubt they do. They're very vested in keeping us in our lower vibration.
Hmm. So why are we letting an entity like that dictate how we should live if they're not capable of living in the highs but only the lows?
Yeah, we don't know any better. We don't know. And how do you not know what you don't know? Gosh, it makes me so mad to think of how brainwashed I was, how I have had absolutely everything I could tell you that I ever want in my life. I've already had it.
Hmm.
I've already had it. And yet I don't have it now. Why? Because of my own bad attitude. Why? Because this is how you guys taught me. This is how I was taught to act. This is how I was taught to think. And never once did I realize. I knew, I knew it was not in my best interest, but I didn't know how to change because you also programmed me into thinking that I couldn't change or I shouldn't change. And changing, it's okay to change, but don't use these methods. And so I was like literally, scared of myself.
Hmm.
Just, if I vote for the right guy, if I have a good clean house, feng shui. It's just how it's more about where I put the couch and hang the mirror than how I'm acting in this room. Um, and just everything was so upside down and inside out and all in my own head.
But think about it, like if you're not used to that type of atmosphere, it can feel foreign to you because it's a new experience. It's
Yeah,
outside your norm.
yeah,
But it takes time for you to acclimate and to feel comfortable in this new position that you've been in, that you've
yeah,
entered, you know?
yeah, for sure,
It's like
for sure.
somebody that like hits the lottery and they've been poor their whole life. It's gonna feel funny when you have all those millions. You're gonna feel like this is not normal. This is not what I'm used to. I'm not used to being able to afford everything that I want. You know,
that
I'm only used to struggling.
yeah. And boy, we love our struggle love, don't we?
Hmm.
Love our struggle love.
But the struggle is where you find you.
True, true.
You know.
If you'll wrestle, that's how Jacob wrestled the secret name of God out of him. It wasn't given to
Yeah.
him. He had to wrestle it out, and
It,
we got to wrestle it back.
didn't he like get his hip dislocated or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember some things. I
yeah,
don't remember it all. Like I
yeah.
tried to like unprogram my head, but like a lot of the stuff stayed.
It's kind of good that it stayed because they use a lot of these words and stories against us.
Hmm.
And then of course we're arguing about the wrong thing. We're arguing about the theology and about the sequence of events when they're actually using these stories to advance their narratives. To you need to be one of Israel, not Esau.
Hmm.
God loves Israel, even though Jacob's wrestled the holy name out of God, wrestled it. He tricked Esau out of his birthright and inheritance.
Hmm.
He
For a
tricked
bowl of
his
rice.
own father. Yeah, and we're just supposed to say, oh, okay, well, it sucks to be Esau. We're one of them. What? I'm not 100% sure about that. I do realize that the 13 satanic bloodlines, or the Illuminati bloodlines, if they're the same, came from Esau's line, but I also see what came out of Jacob's line. So, you know, just like we're not all that, we're not all that either.
Hmm.
And I am, I don't know, I'm just tired of thinking that God is fooled by all of this stuff. And that it's only the little people that are going to suffer, and well, it's your bad luck for not being in the right bloodline and here and there. My Bible says first for the Jew and then for the Gentile. I will be part of that Gentile. I want to be. No, 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 no. You said even the dog gets the scraps that fall from the table. I Come on, man. Come on, God. Come on. Do not keep letting this go on like this because of the people. How are the people so responsible for when it's their decisions that they made that made us think the way that we think? They're the ones who approve putting the poisons in the food and the the books that we read at school and the programming that goes on the television and the frequency that they broadcast music on. And but yeah, I take responsibility. But where's their responsibility?
Hmm.
We're okay, we got to fix the environment, but what about Wilson's old lady? She literally ruined the Everglades. Where's her responsibility? Who's gonna pay up for that?
It's up to the youth to figure out the technology to be able to rectify a lot of the wrongs that have been happening, before they even arrived.
Yeah,
You know, like we lack the truth
yeah.
of how everything really is, and we've been told a version of it that's not even close to the truth, and then forced to live it. You know, if we pay in a free world, this is not the way that life is supposed to be.
Nope.
Does paying in a free world contribute to your happiness?
No, of course not. How could it?
It makes you suffer,
Yeah.
and I don't think we're here to suffer. I think we're here to grow and learn and become a master. But I don't think money really has anything to do with it, and it never did.
I know.
And the fact that they did that, they gave us one of the biggest distractions ever.
For real.
It's a spell. It has to be, because think about who's on the money right now. Whoever's on the money is the ruler of the system,
Yeah.
and you see
Philosophers aren't
Freemasons
usually,
all over it.
philosophers aren't usually rich.
The what?
Philosophers usually aren't the rich men.
Yeah, because and neither are the healers.
Yeah.
They're not.
No.
They're not even inside the village. They're outside the
Yep.
village. You know, that's where I want to be chilling.
Yeah. Same here.
You
Same
know,
here.
like I'm not the person that's inside the whole community and all that. You catch me on the
Yeah.
outskirts. I'll see you guys from afar.
For real. For real. Well, hey, I know it's 10 o'clock, or it's
Yeah,
10 o'clock over here. I know that you had some things to do
yeah.
today. So this
All
has been
right.
a great conversation. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Good.
I agree.
Good. Current events. Oh my gosh. We should do current events every Sunday. This is too interesting.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll talk current events, and then we'll, whatever is on our minds, we'll jump into that too.
Yeah, I love it. It worked out really
Yeah,
well. We got to talk about a lot of fun stuff.
adding some structure.
Yeah, for real. It's fun.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like it. All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
So
I hope you have a great day.
thank you. You
Peace
too.
out.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. Peace.
Bye.